Now, this video of updating on iOS and Ricegum, I didn't really think that I would need to do a bit of research for this, but I'm afraid I did. This type of video will get a bit more serious. As of one of the videos I watched, I just needed to lay some facts down about the law about drinking and smoking. Now, this is something that we will tackle in the help guide, but it will take some time. Also, I'm not going to, hopefully this won't be long, and if it is not that long, I've got tons of stuff to do, so bear with me, and I'll try and make this a bit longer next month. Anyway, let's get into it. First of all, I just want to start off with saying this. I was. You think I'm saying it with a W? Yeah, I know it's with an R. Alright then. Well, otherwise I'll just research your real name and just say that instead. Anyway, today I'm going to do something a bit more different. I would normally talk about what's been going on with Ricegum and iWaz, but I'm going to do it a bit differently. We're going to talk about the videos that they've released, and also, is Ricegum still making fun of kids? Yes. Is iWaz still making fun out of kids? Yes. And could it stop? Could we see this one day? Would they stop? Well, it doesn't seem realistic, to be honest. I just think this is one of the worst ways of getting views. It is, because I know I've said this before, but kids, they're one of those, I'm probably still talking about myself, but they're probably still one of those things where you have to try and get to understand them, and that means you need to either have, I don't know, maybe a little brother or sister, or you've had your sister have had some kids around and you've got to know them, and also you've got to understand kids a bit better, or you've done some work experience or volunteering, or you're in your own school and you have like a younger year group with like year 7s age 11 and 12, and year 12 was age 12 and 13. That's a good way to understand kids, but to actually want to know how kids work, you have to some way be involved with kids and just watch them move about. If you're in a playground, just watch them, because the more you watch, the more you get to understand how they work. And I know kids on YouTube are quite famous, and making all these songs and musicals and blah blah, but just want to say, they may seem happy then, but the camera's not always on. Like, different stuff can happen behind the camera. Like, after this I could be really grumpy, I could be. See, like, we're not always feeling how you see when the camera's on, and that's the same with everyone. It's taking some time, but I'm just saying different things, saying different words, just to get you guys to understand how kids actually work, because one of my jobs I want to do in the future, if I ever get to, sorry about that, I'm not editing that out. This is one of the things that I want to do when I get like a bit older. I want to try and work in schools, or try and be like a therapist and help out young people under 18 or 16. It's just, I just want to get a better understanding, and I do have better understanding, but people on YouTube seem to have no respect for kids whatsoever, so they don't really understand them that much. And I know sometimes YouTubers will say that they don't like kids, whether they're joking or not, but that's still, you can say that, but you still need to show respect for them if you actually have a kid as your fan. Like Ricegum has kids who are quite young as fans, so he needs to respect them, he does. And I just feel like, I know if you don't like them, that's okay, but you need to show some. So yeah, it's going to take some time, but hopefully I'll get you guys to understand how the kids work. And if you do know how they work, and if you have worked with them before, then that's fantastic. You should have a good idea. And even if you don't, and if you still respect kids and you know how they feel, that's fine. And if you're a kid yourself, and you're probably not understanding what I'm saying, but you're watching, thank you. Anyway. So, starting off with Ricegum, I viewed his videos I did just to, so we can have a talk about it. But yeah, again, this disclaimer, I do not like Ricegum or Irezi. The only reason I'm doing this is to give you an update of what's been going on with these two YouTubers, and hopefully one day all these updating videos of mine can stop, and then hopefully we won't be able to hear from them anymore. So the first video that I viewed was little kids drop a diss track on Ricegum, or I said on me. Now I did get a bit confused because I did see that Misha kid who made that Pokemon song, he did, and also that other song I can't remember, but instead it was just basically little kids dropping a diss track on Ricegum. Now some of them were not actually kids, some of them looked like they were actually adults, or they're just super ugly, they are. But most of them, I can tell you this, most of them was kids. Now I'm not going to say much for this one, but I do think diss tracks are one of the lowest things ever. If I was going to make a song, a rap song, and I thought, nah, I should not do a diss track. I should mean it in a way that I don't like them. Because if I have a problem with someone, I either solve it out or I can make a decision to make a song about it. Something like that. But these kids, most of them in the videos, will not understand how the YouTube system will work, and they have probably tried video after video trying to get some views, has not worked. You know what, I'm going to do this track on Ricegum. I guess it's okay, it's just, I just don't think it's one of the much more popular ways to get views, because doing stuff like roast, diss tracks and making fun of our kids are one of the lowest, laziest ways to get views. The reason that I didn't release this sooner from this month, it's because I've been working and I've been feeling ill as well, so I try and make content that does not seem lazy, and if it is, I'm sorry, but I will try better in the future, and there is fun stuff coming, just to let you know. I need to let you guys know about the Halloween schedule soon. And the next video is Ricegum message to Irezi, the content cop. Now, no, not Irezi, iDubbbz has a content, he's done tons of these, he's done a couple of these videos called Content Cop, he has, and he's made these type of videos on food reviews, toy unboxings. Keemstar, the one that I actually like, and the newest one, Leafy. And I think that was pointless to make because there was nothing really critical that he was actually making. He was just really supporting the fact that Leafy's bullying on kids was fantastic. It was. I don't support bullying, that's to let you know. And bullying is against the law if you're going to do it. But most people who get bullied on YouTube won't actually do anything about it because it's either fake or they've said it's real but they've done nothing about it. And if you are getting bullied, you know who, if you're in the UK, you speak to Childline, or you can either text them if you make a Childline account, or you can go over to the YouTube channel, or you can wait for me to make more episodes of the help guide. So yeah, he was supporting the fact that Leafy's bullying was quite good. It was. Well, that was really it. And what Ricegum's video was this: he was explaining for the first 3 minutes. He was explaining what was happening between iDubbbz and Leafy, and then after he was just giving a warning to iDubbbz: do not make a video about me. Quite pointless because the whole video was pointless. There was no message to it, and I just think it was complete. I'm going to say garbage. Yeah, it was quite. The whole type of video was quite fire truck. It was. Link down below if you want to buy that song from Smosh. It won't be, I just wanted to say that. So yeah, so 2 pointless videos, and then the video where I'm going to say this: if you want to turn off this video right now, then do it, because I never expect myself to actually do this type of thing. Now, first of all, the links will be down below, and also if I am going to put any pictures up, I'll put it up now. I'm not going to put any writing stuff up now. So, I wrote video called "We Need to Stop These Girls, Let's Be Bad Girls." Now, this is Musically. It is. And on Musically, like YouTube, like Fine, like any video service, you have the good place where the videos are nice and they're fun to watch and there's nothing awkward about it, and we've all had that. And then you've got the videos that may seem a bit weird, and then you've got the deeper side where you don't really look at and you just ignore, and when you see it on your recommending list, you just don't watch it. And I guess if you do watch that, you just want to be chilled out and scared. Oh, good luck if you do. But like all of that, you always have a deep side to it, and most people will say that we will ignore it. And please don't ever say that you actually go onto that side, because then things start to get weird. It does. But this is quite controversial, this is. So the Musically account is called Let's Be Bad Girls, and I'm not saying I hate these girls, because they're just kids and I respect them no matter if you do something stupid or not. But most of these videos are, let's say, the girls being inappropriate and drinking some wine, beer, whatever. Now, he says in the video that someone needs to, I don't know why someone else stopped them. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. I've got the facts here and I'll say in a minute, but you can't do that much, because the children, their parents, the kids, Let's Be Bad Girls' parents, it's their responsibility from what they're doing on Musically. So they're the only ones who could try and maybe just stop this. Or if Musical.ly didn't like it, then they could either terminate the Musical.ly account, or they could make it that only certain people can see it, and also make it private. So that's that. But the only way people can stop it is the parents. And if let's say that Iraz's fans were going to try and get this account moved off to Musical.ly, then that wouldn't be very appropriate. That wouldn't be. I would say that would be a cause, because I did read I don't have it here, but one of the Google title things where you're going to go before you go to the website, it says what's about, and it says that basically if you're going to say these kids are smoking and you make a video about it, that's called something called, let's say it's in a way of bullying, it is. And I would say this is basically very, very inappropriate for Irez to make, because he looks like he's in his 20s or he's either 19. But I just think for an adult to make a video about this, it's just disgusting and it's inappropriate. It is. And I did find it well disgusting that he showed the Musical.lys too. I guess it was her gran or something. And I just thought it was just very inappropriate, and hopefully this is something that you don't look at in your free time, because then you've got some serious problems. And it's only okay if you're under the certain age of a child age. It is, like for instance under 16. That's okay, because the law in this UK that the child age is under 16. But I'm going to put some facts out there about smoking and drinking, and I know they've made other Musical.lys that I could have covered, but then this video would get a bit too confidential. It would be, it'll get some drama, and I don't want that just yet. Probably cover something like that and help guide in a couple of years' time. But there's a word of advice, Irez. Please do not look at these type of Musical.lys again, because in this type of way some people find this quite entertaining to watch, and that's weird from a certain age. So please, alright, I thought the video was weird as hell. If you like it, then you've got a missing brain cell in there. Something that they were saying about Malcolm. Right, anyway, we're going to start off with alcohol. And I know this may have nothing to do with it, but just hear me out. The source logo will be here. Okay, it's against the law to sell, so this is against the law of alcohol, to sell alcohol to someone under 18 anywhere, for an adult to buy or attempt to buy alcohol on behalf of someone under 18. Retailers can reserve the right to refuse the sale of alcohol to an adult if they're accompanied by a child and think that alcohol is being bought for the child. Also, for someone under 18 to buy alcohol or attempt to buy alcohol or to be sold alcohol. For someone under 18 to drink alcohol in licensed purposes, I think I've read that right, except where the child is 16 or 17 years old and accompanied by an adult. In this case, it is illegal for them to drink but not buy beer, wine and whatever that word is with a table meal. So if you're 16 or 17 years old, I guess, you need to be accompanied by an adult if you're going to drink it, but you can't buy it. It's the same with smoking, it is. For an adult to buy alcohol for someone under 18 for I can't say that word, on licensed purposes except as above. And lastly, to give children alcohol if they're under 5. So that's what's against the law, and that's what you should not do. Because as of under 18s, same with me, but the body is still not ready yet for that alcohol, for that beer. It's not ready just yet. That's why there are age purposes, and the parents will get into trouble if their children is not careful. And then here's what is not illegal about alcohol. For someone over 18 to buy a child over 16 beer, wine or cider, I think that's what it says, if they are eating a table meal together in a licensed purposes. And finally, for a child aged 5 to 16 to drink alcohol at a home or on other private premises. So that was not illegal, and some of the stuff I did not know. Wow. Now also the kids may be doing this because they want to either solve their problems, or they want to be like their older siblings, or simply enough they want to have fun. But as of what I've just said now, you do need to be careful, because there are some drinks that you should not, and some drinks that you should not and should, if that makes sense. But clearly in this type of state, for these kids, they should not really be drinking as of making music leads, because people can get confused, and if you actually know the facts, then you should be all right. And that's the end I'm saying about that. Moving on to smoking. Now luckily I found this chart that I'm going to put beside me, and I'm going to start off with saying this, smoking by the way. The age to actually smoke is 18 years. The minimum age was 16 years over a period to 1994. It is illegal to sell or supply tobacco products to a minor under the age of 18, and further minors are not permitted to smoke at any public place. It is illegal to sell, give, buy for lead or otherwise provide tobacco products to anyone under the age of 18 years. And here's, as I said, right, so I'm going to make this clear. Okay, on this picture of the world, you have got, or some of it, I don't know. Purple means that the age minimum age to purchase tobacco is minimum age is 19. The blue is 18, the green is 16, and the white, there is no minimum age. So that means you can actually purchase it and do what you want. Now, I find it that the age of 18 and 19 seems more better than 16, because when you're 16, I just feel like that you are still quite young, saying when you're 17, and you still need a bit more time before you actually start smoking. And that's what I'm going to end it there. So, just like to be clear that hopefully those facts should be more... I should have actually just teach you something about smoking and drinking. So yeah. And please, IRAS, don't... It just seems... You just look a bit weird when you actually make those type of videos. I don't like... It didn't seem weird when you were making videos about other beforehand. But this one video, it's just... And I'm not going to explain a bit more in hand. Hope you enjoyed this very educational video, and I may do this again. Anyway, I'll see you all on the next one. Oh god, this is probably going to be like 19 minutes. God.